and planes. Okay, some basic rules of lines and planes, and also how to form the equations for lines and planes. Okay, so let me start with giving you the mind map. Okay, what we can summarize from this topic. Okay, lines and planes. Okay, let us start with equations of lines. Equation of lines. Please write down these notes. Okay, make sure you have your pen and also a paper or book to write down everything. Okay, you have to rewrite everything what I'm not here. So equation of line. We have three types of equation. Okay, three types of equation. Number one, we have vector equation of line. Okay, where we have R tilde means this symbol is for the vector. Okay, R is the position vector equals to R naught plus TV. Okay, this is the original equation for a line. Number two, we will have parametric equations of line. Okay, parametric equation of line. This is the most practical one. Okay, parametric equation. We will use a lot of parametric equations in forming the equation for line. Okay, this parametric equation comes from the vector equations where we have x equals to x naught plus at, y equals to y naught plus bt, and z equals to z naught plus ct. Okay, that is the parametric equations of line. Number three, we will have symmetric equation of line. Okay, symmetric equations of line, we will have x minus x naught over a equals to y minus y naught over b equals to z minus z naught over c. Okay, so you will have these three types of equation for a line. So from these three equations, actually you need to have two things in order to form the equations of line. Okay, from these three equations, what we need in equations to form the equations of line is, number one, you need to have a point P naught. Okay, which is P naught, the coordinate is x naught, y naught, and z naught. And number two, what you need to have in order to form the equations of line is, you need to have a parallel vector V. Okay, so these two things is very important in order to form the equations of line. Okay, for line. All right, now equation of a plane. Okay, equations of plane. Okay, previously in equations of line, we need a point and a parallel vector v. However, for the equations of plane, we need also two things. Again, also we need a point on the plane, a point P naught on the plane, which is x naught, y naught, and z naught. And another thing, what we need to have is the normal vector. Okay, normal vector n. denote as n. Okay, guys, actually n is the normal vector, so we will have a sharp bracket. Okay, this is sharp bracket. All right, v also we have sharp bracket like this. This is for the vector. Before I forgot to mention about this. This is sharp bracket. This is only, this bracket is supposedly to write the vector. Okay, so the element is A, B, and C. Or you can also write parallel vector Vs. This is AI in I direction plus B J direction plus C J direction. So it's up to you. Sometimes the students like to use these formations of writing. Both are the same. Okay, but for me, I would rather use this formation. It's much easier because we just use sharp bracket to form the vector. Okay, now we go back to the equations of line. Okay, guys. Again, since this is the normal vector, okay, right? The element here is A, B, and C. Okay, but this normal vector is not the same as the parallel vector. Okay, because normal vector is used to form the equation for plane. Okay, but for equations of line, we need the parallel vector V. All right. Next, what we need to know in this subtopic is we need to know the characteristic of lines. Okay, characteristic. Oh, before that, the equation of line tak siap lagi ni. Okay, for the equations of line, we have vector, the formula like this, n dot product with r minus r naught equals to 0, like this. Okay, this is the original formula. However, I always ask my students or suggest my students to memorize this formula. Okay, equations of plane, we can also, okay, this is the alternative method. I think this is much easier. We have the equations of plane can be rewrite as ax plus by plus cz plus d equals to 0, where d equals to negative of ax naught plus by naught plus cz naught. Okay, plus, okay, cz naught. Okay, so this is the alternative method. So I will suggest my students to use this formula in order to form equations of plane. All right. So next, let us look at the characteristic of lines. Okay, saya ambil banyak panah satu lagi ni. Characteristic of lines. Okay, let's say you have line 1, L1, and L2. Let's say you have two lines. Okay. So the characteristic of lines, number 1, we can say that L1 and L2 is parallel. Okay, how do we define whether line L1 and L2 is parallel? By using this formula, the parallel vector of the first line must be equals to K multiplied by a parallel vector of V2. Okay, this is for the, in order to test whether the first line and the second line are parallel. K can be any constant, guys. Okay, K can be any constant. K is any constant. Any constant. All right. Okay, next. Number 2, L1 and L2 can be intersect. Okay. Can be intersect to each other. Intersect. Okay, tadi parallel, saya highlight sikit. Parallel. And now intersect. How do we test whether L1 and L2 are intersect? We need to find, okay, the method is we need to find all values of S and T that fulfill all equations. Okay, later I will show you through the exercises lah. All right. And then number 3, okay, L1, L2. Number 3 is skew. Okay, L1 and L2 are skew and L2 are skew. Okay, what does it mean by skew? Skew means none of the above. Okay, none of the above. Dia tak intersect, dia tak parallel. Okay guys, if you already watched the video, you may understand better. Okay? And actually, for learning, online learning, guys, what you should do is, you have to watch the video first before the revision class so that you can have a better understanding. Alright? Because this is just a revision class. So bila kita revise, kita buat revision, at least kalau you dah tengok video tu, you can catch up balik what you already watch in the video. Okay, it's better, much better. Kalau you datang kelas online with zero, you tak tengok langsung video, then I think it's not efficient for you to study that way. Okay, so please start from next week. Okay, watch the video first. At least you tengok sekali lalu dulu video tu. You kena watch the video first. Baru you attend class online learning. Online class kita ni, revision. Because this is the online class, the revision class. Okay, not the formal class. So that's the way how we learn online. Okay, dia lain dengan kelas face to face. Alright, now, okay, I'm going to show you the characteristics. Saya on camera saya ni. Can you see me? Can you see me, guys?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now let's say we consider the two lines. Okay, we consider these two lines. All right. Let's say the blue color here, the blue color is the first line and the red color is the second line. Okay. The first line and the second line is said to be parallel if you have this type of position or this type of position or this type of position. Okay, can you see both of this line is parallel? All right, they're parallel dua-dua ni. Okay, now if L1 and L2 intersect, what we can say here is you will have a position like this. Okay, they intersect, or like this. Okay, or like this. Okay, or like this. Ujung ke ujung. Okay, as long as they intersect. This is the intersection. All right. If L1 and L2 are intersect, you can find the point of intersection. Okay, I will show you how do we find the point of intersection later. Okay, next, skew. Characteristic number 3, we have skew position. All right, skew means the line L1 and L2 are not parallel and not intersect. Okay, dia tak parallel dan dia tak intersect. For example, like this. Okay, nampak yang ni menghadap ke sana, yang ni menghadap ke depan. Dia macam ni. Dia tak intersect, dia tak bersentuh dan dia juga tak parallel. Okay, it's not intersect and not parallel. It's something looks like this. Can you understand all of these 3 characteristics?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now, what is
Yes.
the applications of skew lines in our real life? Anybody can give the applications. Any idea? Guys, kat mana you jumpa skew lines ni? Mana concept? Where we need to apply this concept?
Atap.
Atap. Okay. Can be if you have two-story building, right? The first one, the second floor, so the roof would be not intersect. Okay. One more application of skew lines. Okay, if you can see this situation, air traffic controller kerja dekat menara, the tower control tower in airport, air traffic controller, dia jaga traffic flight. You tahu tak kerja tu? Air traffic controller, pegawai trafik udara nama bahasa Melayu dia. Okay. Okay. He or she, okay, the officer, air traffic controller tadi ni, need to ensure, let's say this is the first plane, okay, and this is the second plane, he or she have to make sure that both planes are skew. Okay, dia mesti pastikan flight yang pertama dengan flight yang kedua ni dia skew. For example, let's say the blue color here, the flight want to go to, let's say, China, and this is the red color, the flight want to go to India, for example. So air traffic controller need to ensure that these two paths or two flights are skew. Okay, dia tak bertembung. Kalau bertembung accident lah. Okay, meletuplah flight tu, dua-dua flight tu. So dia kena memastikan path laluan dua-dua flight tu skew. Okay, so that's one of the physical applications of skew lines. Understand, guys?
Faham.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's the real applications lah that I can share with you. Okay, so let's go back to the notes. Characteristic of lines. Okay, one more thing what you should know in subtopic 1.4 is we need to test parallel. Okay, parallel test. Satu lagi. Mana ni tak muat saya nak tulis ni. Satu lagi cabang dia adalah parallel test. Okay, parallel test. Alright, parallel test. We have three conditions of parallel test or three situations. Number one, parallel test can be, let's say for line 1 versus line 2, just the same like the previous note, this one. Okay, in order to test whether the first line and the second line are parallel, the formula is this one, V1 equals to KV2. Okay. Number 2, if we want to test whether the first plane, P1 means the first plane versus plane 2, okay, the formula is the normal vector of the first plane should be equivalent to K and 2, okay. So K can be any constant, so the same concept like the previous formula for the lines. Okay, now the third condition or situation, possible situations, how do we test whether a line versus a plane are parallel? Okay, the formula is we have V dot N, okay, parallel vector dot product with normal vector equals to 0. Okay, so altogether we have three formulas. This is line versus line, this is plane versus plane, and this is line versus plane. Okay, so this test is used to show whether the lines or planes are parallel. Okay, one more thing that you need to know in this subtopic is, ada satu lagi. Pandai-pandai lah tarik dia punya mind map tu. Saya dah lama tak buat mind map ni. Dulu time belajar je saya suka buat mind map belum nak exam. Okay, distance. Okay, distance between two planes. Okay, distance between two planes. We have a formula of distance like this. Modulus of A x naught plus B y naught plus C z naught plus D over square root of A squared plus B squared plus C squared. Okay, so that's the summarize, okay, of this topic. So now let's take a look at exercise 1.4. Okay, find the parametric equations for the lines through the points. Okay, so of course for A, we have only x and y equations because two coordinates, just x and y. But for B, we will have three coordinates, x, y, and z. So let us solve question number 1B first. Exercise 1.4. Question number 1B. You are given two coordinates. Okay, question number 1B, you are given two coordinates which are -2, 3, and -4. And you have another coordinates 2, -4, and 1. Okay, so let us recall back what you need to have in order to form the equations of line. Soalan ni tanya equations of line. Equation of line, we need to have number 1, P naught, and number 2, we need to have the parallel vector. Okay, so in this case, you have two coordinates, alright? So you can choose either one as your P naught. You can choose either one. Actually, in topic 1.4, we can have more than one solutions. Okay? Untuk topik 1.4 saja, you akan ada banyak solutions as long as you fulfill the rules of lines and planes. Okay, there are lots of possible answer. Okay, let's say we take let P naught equals to -2, 3, and -4. Okay, -2, 3, and -4. That is our P naught. Okay. So we need to find the vector. We need to find the vector. What is vector? We don't know the vector because we are not given the vector. Okay, so what you should do in order to find the vector is vector. Okay, let's say I assume this is A, point A, and this is point B. Okay, so the parallel vector of point A to B, okay, this is how we write. The vector from A to B is equivalent to coordinate of B minus coordinate of A, or vector of B minus vector of A. So in terms of vector, we write sharp bracket 2, -4, and 1 minus coordinate A is -2, 3, -4. So from here we will have 2 minus -4 becomes 2 minus -2 becomes 4, and then -4 minus 3 we will get -7. 1 minus -4 is 5. Okay, so we already get the parallel vector Okay, guys. So this is our A, B, and C. And just now, the P naught, this is our X naught, Y naught, and Z naught. Okay? So therefore, we can simply write the parametric equations. Therefore, the parametric equations of line X equals to X naught plus AT, Y equals to Y naught plus BT, and Z equals to Z naught plus CT. So what you should do is just substitute all the values. The pink color, saya dah letak warna pink ni, X naught, Y naught, Z naught. So here we will have X equals to X naught is -2 plus 80, so plus 40. Y equals to 3 minus 70, and then Z equals to -4 plus 5t. Okay, like that. So understand? Understand, guys?
Yes, madam.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so this is how we form the equations of line. Okay, now let us do question number 2. Question number 2. Let's take a look at question number 2. Find 2 points. Okay, the question asks you to find 2 points and 2 vectors. Okay, 2 parallel vectors. Dia nak 2 titik dan 2 parallel vectors on the line. Highlight. Make sure in your quiz and your test, you have to highlight the keywords. Okay, if it said line, then you should apply the formula of line. If it said plane, you should apply the formula for plane. Okay, make sure you write the equations carefully. All right, so now, question A. This is what actually? This is what? This is the P naught. Okay, P naught. So P naught in question A is 1, -3. And then this is the parallel vector V. V is the 5, -2. Okay, the same thing happened for question B. This is the P naught. So P naught is 1, 2, 3. And then the parallel vector is -2, 3, 4. Okay, question A, B is quite simple. So let us do question for 2C. Okay, question 2C. We have xi plus yj plus zk equals to I minus j plus 5k plus t I plus 2j minus 7k. All right. If we rewrite these equations in parametric equation, guys, okay, solution. Saya nak rewrite balik equations ni dalam bentuk parametric equation yang macam ke atas ni, like this. Okay, kita form balik equation nombor 2C ni kepada parametric equations. So let's do this together. X equals to, look, the component I dengan I yang ni. So X equals to X naught dia adalah I, the coefficient is 1 plus T. Right? How about Y? Y equals to?
-1.
-1 plus
2t.
2T. Okay, good. And then Z equals to?
5.
5 plus
Yes, 5 minus 70. Okay, well done. This is the equations for this line. Okay, this is the parametric equations of this line. Okay, the question asks you to find 2 points. 2 points on the line. Okay, points ni apa? Points ni coordinates kan? So, which means that we need to find the coordinates of x, y, and z. Okay? And this question asks you to find 2 points. Dia nak 2 titik, 2 points on the line. So what you can do here is you can substitute. Okay, you can let t equals to 0 and also you can let t equals to 1. Actually, you can let t equals to 2, equals to 3, equals to 4, up to you. Okay, that's why I told you in subtopic 1.4, we can have more than one solutions. A lot of solutions. Okay, so you can substitute any values of t actually in this question. All right, so let us do let us substitute t equals to 0 first. So x equals to 1 plus 0 equals to 1, y equals to negative 1 plus 0 equals to negative 1, and z equals to 5 minus 0 equals to 5. Therefore, the coordinate, the point is 1, negative 1, 5. If you substitute t equals to 1, okay, here t equals to 1, we can have x equals to 1 plus 1, so we get 2. Y equals to negative 1 plus 2 times 1, negative 1 plus 2, so we get 1. And then z equals to 5 minus 7 times 1, we will get negative 2. So the second point is 2, 1, negative 2. So dah ada 2 titik dah. So finish. Okay, this is the 2 points on the line. If you want to substitute t equals to 10, also right. T equals to 100, also right. Okay, so we can have more than one solutions for this type of question. Okay, next, this question also asks you to find 2 vectors. Okay, 2 vectors parallel. Okay, dia nak 2 parallel vectors to the line. Okay. From here, from this, let's take a look at this equation. From here, can you give me the parallel vector of this line?
One.
Okay, 1,
2,
2,
negative 7.
negative 7, yes. This is the parallel vector from this. How do we find the parallel vectors? By look at the coefficient here. This is 1t, this is 2t, this is the negative 7t. Okay, so that's how we find the parallel vector from the parametric equations. Okay, yang depan ni pula, yang ni saya buat warna pink ni, this is the P naught, 1, negative 1, 5. This is the P naught. The pink color is the P naught and the yellow color is the parallel vector. Okay, now we have the parallel vector 1 to negative 7. V1 equals to 1 to negative 7. Okay, let's say we have, let's say we want to find V2 equals to, kan tadi formula kita ada K darab V1 or V1 darab V2 whatsoever lah. Okay, so let's say we have K can be any constant. So let's say I put 2 as the K, so V1 multiplied by 2, negative 7. Okay, so V2 can be 2, 4 and negative 14. So we already have 2 parallel vectors for this line. Okay, it's up to you which one you want to, this is for the case of if K equals to 2. Okay, you can also have K equals to 3. It's up to you. Kan saya kata tadi, so terpulang lah. If K equals to 3, therefore 3 times 1 to negative 7. So you akan ada V3 parallel vector 3, 6, negative 21. Also correct. This is also correct. K can be any constant. You also can have let's say k negative. If k equals to -1, also can. Okay, so -1, you darabkan dengan the first vector tadi tu, you will get V4 lah. Okay, so V4 is -1, -2, 7, also correct. Okay, you also can have k equals to fraction. Doesn't matter sebab k can be any constant. K can be 1/2, k can be 10, k can be -100, any constant. But k cannot be 0 lah. Okay. Alright, so now that's the answer for question number 2. Let's take a look again at the rest of the question. Find the symmetric equations of the line, blah 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 blah. Okay, yang ni sama juga macam konsep tadi lah. You are given 2 points, so you just deduct minus to get the parallel vector. And then this one is very straightforward. Okay, this question is very straightforward. This is P naught, line through this coordinate, and this is your V. So just substitute into the formula. Okay, and the same thing happened here. This is also straightforward. This is your P naught, and it's parallel to the line. Okay, so now what is the parallel vector in this question for question number 5? What is the parallel vector here?
-3, 1.
Yes, -3, 1 and
1.
2. Okay, well done. Very good. Okay. So next, question number 6. Okay, let us do question number 6. Find the point of intersection for the lines L1 and L2. Okay, jom kita buat soalan nombor 6 ni. Question 6. Okay, it said that the first line, L1, we have x plus 1 equals to 40, and then y minus 3 equals to t, and then z minus 1 equals to 0, and then the second line, x plus 13 equals to 12s, 1 minus 1 equals to 6s. Okay, this is a bit tricky because the position is not follow the parametric form. Okay, so let us rewrite this again, solution. Saya rewrite balik supaya kita boleh nampak equation ni dalam bentuk parametric equations. Okay, so if we rewrite this, line 1, we have x equals to -1 plus 40, y equals to 3 plus t, and then z equals to 1. Line 2, let us rewrite this again. So x equals to -13 plus 12s, y equals to 1 plus 6s, z equals to 2 plus 2 plus 3s. Okay, so now guys, this question asks you to find the point of intersection. Okay, point of intersection. So from the notes, okay, L1 and L2, these notes, L1 and L2 can be intersect. Okay, what should we do is we need to find all values of S and T that fulfill all equations. Okay, so I'm going to solve question number 6. Okay, in this question, no need for you to test whether the lines is intersect, because the question is very straightforward, find the point of intersection. So of course lah, secara logiknya bila dikata find the point of intersection, of course lah dia memang intersect. Okay, let's say we want to test whether line L1 and L2 intersect. Contohnya kita nak test, dia tak cakap pun, contoh soalan dia, test whether L1 and L2 are intersect. Okay, Contohnya saya ubah soalan jadi macam tu. So how do we test whether L1 and L2 are intersect? Okay, what we should do now is we need to form the equations. There are 3 equations, guys. Okay, so we have equation of X. Okay, you all akan ada 3 equation sekarang ni. Satu equation of X, equation of Y, equation of Z. Okay, so for equation of X, kita akan combine both of this. Okay, so we will have -1 plus 4t equals to -13 plus 12s. Alright, so this is your first equation. Equation number 1. Equation number 2, we will have equation for y. 3 plus t equals to 1 plus 6s. Okay, so this is the second equation. And equation for z, we have 1 equals to 2 plus 3s. Okay. Okay, just now I told you that how do we test whether the 2 lines are parallel. Test L1 and L2 parallel. We need to find the values of t and s that fulfill all of the 3 equations. Okay, so listen here carefully, okay? If you solve equation, if you solve equation 1 and equation 2 simultaneously, okay, you will get the values of t and s, right? So
Yes.
what you should do is you need to test whether the values of t and s fulfill the third equation or not. If the values of the t and s fulfill the third equation, then we can say yes, both lines are intersect. Okay? Or you also can solve simultaneously. Okay, you also can solve simultaneously equation 1 and 3. And then after you get the values of t and s from these 2 equations, you need to test in the second equation. Okay, if the values of s and t fulfill all of the 3 equations, ketiga-tiga equations tu, then we can conclude that both lines are parallel. Okay, so sama ada kalau you boleh decide you nak solve equation 2 dengan 3, so you kena test dekat equation number 1 lah. Dia macam tu. Okay, kalau you solve equation 1 dengan 2 simultaneously bersamaan serentak equation 1 dengan 2, you kena test dekat nombor 3. Kalau you test equation 2 dengan 3, you kena test dekat nombor 1. Kalau you test dekat equation 1 dengan 3, you kena test dekat nombor 2. Yang penting yang penting kedua-dua nilai S dengan T tu memenuhi ketiga-tiga equations. Alright, so faham?
Faham.
Okay, now if you look at this equation, I think the easiest one if we solve equation number 3 and equation number 2. Alright, I think it's better if we solve simultaneously equation 2 and 3 and then test in the first equation. Okay, so let us solve this. Solve equation 2 and 3 simultaneously. Okay, so kita ambil daripada equation 3 lah, senang. Dia terus satu variable je. From equation 3. Ingat lagi kan, solve simultaneous equation. Sekolah menengah kan? Alright. So from equation 3, we have 1 equal to 2 plus 3s. Therefore, 3s equals to -1. Therefore, s equals to -1 over 3. Okay, and then substitute s equals to -1 over 3 in equation 2 because we want to solve equation 2 and 3 simultaneously first. So solve in equation 2, we have this equation. Okay, so we have 3 3 plus t equals to 1 plus 6 times negative 1 over 3. So we will have 3 plus t equals to 1 negative 2, right? So t equals to negative 3 minus 1. T equals to negative 4, right? Guys, kalau saya salah kira bagi tahu Did you get this? Negative 1, so negative 4, yes, okay. So now, we already have the values of t and s. So what we should do, we need to substitute these two values into the first equation. Okay? Sebab kita dah solve simultaneous equation 2 and 3. So kita test dekat equation 1. They fulfill tak equation 1 ni? Alright, so let me copy this. From equation 1. We have this, okay? Substitute t equals to negative 4 and s equals to negative 1 over 3 tadi. 3, okay. In equation 1. Kita tengok dia sama ke tak sama? Sama ke tak sama ni? Okay. So now, kita masukkan nilai negative 1 plus 4 times negative 4. Is it equals to negative 13 plus 12 times negative 1 over 3? So this one we get negative 17 and here negative 13 minus 4. Yes, negative 17. Yes. Both lines are intersect. Intersect. Okay. So ini untuk test the intersect lah. But in this question, dia tak suruh pun kita test. Cuma saya ajar you cara untuk test intersect. Alright. So next, in this question, we need to find the point of intersection. Find the point of intersection. Point ni apa tadi saya kata? Point ni means coordinate, right? So you need to find coordinate of x, y, and z. Okay? So now, okay, guys, we have 3 equations right here. Kita ada kita ada 2 line. The first line and the second line. Okay, so in order to get the coordinates, you can substitute in the first line and also the second line. Okay, if you choose to substitute in the first line, make sure you substitute values of t. Then you can get the coordinate. Alright, kalau you nak ganti dalam line kedua, make sure you gantikan nilai s lah. Then you also can get the same coordinate as the first line. Don't worry, the answer will be the same. Tak kisah you nak ganti dekat t ataupun dekat s. Alright, so let's say saya ganti dekat t lah, dekat the first line. Okay, undo. Okay, saya ganti dekat first line. Okay, substitute t equals to 1. 1 pula. Berapa tadi? T equals to negative 4. So x equals to negative 1 plus 4 times negative 4, we get negative 17. Y equals to 3 plus negative 4, so we get negative 1, and then z equals to 1. Therefore, the point of intersection is negative 17, negative 1, and 1. Okay. Question number 6, betul ke ni? Betul lah. Alright. So that's it. That's the answer. This is the point of intersection. Okay, now question number 1. Okay, 7. Okay, question number 7, plane passes through the points. Okay guys, untuk question number 7 ni, equation of plane. Okay, equation of plane ni you kena cari normal vector lah. Okay, let's say this is P, Q, R. Okay, what you should do, you need to find the first normal vector. So normal vector yang pertama ni adalah Q minus P. Okay, you can get the vector lah whatsoever nilai kat sini. And then the second normal vector, let's say R minus P. So you can get your vector here. And then in order to get the normal vector, in order to form the equations, you kena pakai cross product. N1 cross N2. Okay, saya ada tunjukkan dalam video saya tu lah. That. So you can refer to my previous video yang saya share dekat dalam group WhatsApp for subtopic 1.4. Itu video saya buat. Okay. So I already show the details of calculations in that video, so you can refer to the video. Okay, so now question number 8. Question number 8, the planes, parallel or not planes. Okay, P1, P2. Question number 8. Jom kita buat question 8. Dia tricky sikit question number 8 ni. P1, y equals to 4x minus 2z plus 3. And then P2, x equals to 1 over 4y plus 1 over 2z. So now from P1 ni, kalau we rewrite again this into equations of plane, we can have 4x minus y minus 2z plus 3 equals to 0, right? And then for the second plane, if we rewrite again, we can have negative x plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 2z equals to 0. Okay guys, what is the normal vector of the first plane? N1. From the first plane. Can you give me the normal vector? What is ABC? Equation of plane kan tadi yang ni kita buat tadi. Equation of plane. AX plus BY plus CZ plus D equals to 0. Ni equation of plane. Kita kena ada N, A, B, C kan? Kita kena ada P naught, X naught, Y naught and Z naught. Sorry, ni coordinate, bukan vector. So for the first plane, plane yang pertama ni, from this equation, what is the normal vector of the first plane?
4, negative 1,
Okay, good. We have 4, negative 1,
negative 2, 3.
Okay, well done. And how about the normal vector of the second plane?
Negative 1,
Negative 1.
1 over 4,
So kita tertinggal y. 1 over 4.
1 over 2.
1 over 2. Okay. To test whether the normal vector, tadi kita belajar dalam mind map tadi saya bagi. Test parallel. Mana test parallel? Ni, parallel test ni. Ni, plane versus plane. Kita kena show that N1 equivalent to K N2. Alright? This formula. Ni. Okay? So, right now, N1 equals to K N2. Kalau kita tengok balik, N1 dengan N2 kita tadi, ni. Ada tak nilai K yang wujud so that N1 equals to K N2? N1, is it equals to K N2?
No.
You can know. Bukan 4 ke? Negative 4 kan?
Ada.
I think it's negative 4, right?
Negative
Okay, nice try. Good. It's okay, guys. I like when you respond, okay, to me. Doesn't matter, salah pun tak apa. It's okay, it's good. Saya suka you all respond. Better than you silence nyap je. So tak apa, salah pun tak apa. It's good, very good. So, dalam kes ni, kita ada N1 equals to negative 4 N2, right?
Yes.
So yes, parallel. Bunyi ayam berkokok lah. Pagi dah. Okay. So question number 9. Alright. Determine whether the line and plane intersect. If so, find the point of intersection. Okay, pick line A or line B. Want me to solve? Pilih 9A ke 9B?
B.
B, okay, B. Susah sikit B kan? Okay, question 9B. Question 9B. Okay, kita ada line x equals to 1 plus t, y equals to negative 1 plus 3t, and then z equals to 2 plus 4t. And then the plane, we have x minus y plus 4z equals to 7. Okay guys, now we want to test whether line and plane intersect. Test the line versus plane intersect. Okay, so in order to test whether line versus plane intersect, okay, look at the notes back. Ni parallel test tau. Okay, you fahamkan tu betul Okay, parallel test said that if we have a line versus plane, if we can show that v dot n equals to 0, then we can say that the line and planes are parallel. Okay, so in other way, if v dot n not equals to 0, okay, bila kita kira v dot n not equals to 0, tak sama dengan kosong, so the line and plane must be intersect sebab dia tak parallel. Okay, so in order to test whether in order to test whether the line and plane intersect, okay, what you should do is you need to show that v dot n must be not equals to 0. Okay, kalau v dot n equals to 0, dia adalah parallel. So dalam soalan ni dia nak suruh kita test dia intersect. So kita kena tunjukkan v dot n tak sama dengan kosong. Okay, so solution. Okay, find the v, parallel vector of the line. Give me the parallel vector.
1,
1, 3, 4. Well done. Okay, well done. Good, very good. This is the parallel vector. 1, 3, and 4. Okay, next. Give me the normal vector. Normal vector from the plane. What is the normal vector?
1,
1, negative 1, don't forget the negative. Okay, negative 1 and 4. Kenapa ada tu soalan dia tu ke? 4 kan? 1, negative 1 and 4. Okay, good. So now let us do the dot product. We want to test whether the line and plane are intersect. So v dot n, we have 1 multiplied by 1 plus 3 multiplied by negative 1 plus 4 times 4. So we have 1 minus 3 plus 16. So we will have 17 minus 3 is 14. So v dot n not equals to 0, which means that not parallel. Not parallel. So yes, the line and plane are intersect. Okay, dah. So bila kita dah show dia intersect, kita kena cari find the point of intersection. Find the point of intersection. Intersection. Okay, how do we find the point of intersection? Okay, sekejap saya ambil balik ni. Okay, guys, point of intersection means we need to find the coordinate x, y dengan z kan? So, logically, we need to substitute the values of t in the equations of line. So, first of all, we need to find the values of t. Okay, so how do we find the values of t? Any idea? Macam mana nak cari values of t tu?
Ganti XY masyarakat.
Yes, we need to substitute x, y, z into the equations of plane. So you should substitute equation of line into the equation of plane. Okay, so equation of plane kita ada x minus y plus 4z equals to 7. So x daripada equation of line, x adalah bersamaan dengan 1 plus t minus negative 1 plus 3t plus 4 times 2 plus 4t equals to 7 like this. So let us solve. 1 plus t plus 1 minus 3t plus 8. Guys, kalau saya salah kira bagi tahu plus 16t equals to 7. Okay, so kita ada t tolak 3t negatif 2t. So 14t. Samalah dengan 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 8, 10. 7 tolak 10. Negative 3. So t equals to negative 3 over 14. Alright, betul ke tak ni? So let us substitute into the x. Thus, substitute t equals to negative 3 over 14 in the equation of line. So we have x equals to 1 plus t. So x equals to 1 minus 3 over 14. So 14 tolak 3. 11 per 14. Y equals to negative 1 plus 3t. Negative 1 plus 3t. So we have negative 1 plus 3 times negative 3 over 14. Berapa tu? Negative 1 plus negative 9 over 14. We get negative 23 over 14. Is that correct? Okay, and then z equals to 2 plus 40. You all salin ke tak salin ni? Guys?
Salin.
Salin. Rugi lah tak salin. Kena salin. Nanti senang tengok video dah salin entah. Okay, so 2 minus 12 over 14. 8 over 7. Over 7. So the coordinate is 11 over 4, negative 23 over 14. 8 over 7. Betul tak jawapan belakang? 8 over 7. Okay, yes. Okay. So that's question number 9. So settle. Okay, next. Okay, question number 10 ni is similar to the example in the module. Example 1 point. Sekejap kita tengok. Ni. Similar to this example. 1.1, 1.4.1.3. Sebiji. Follow je cara dia. Okay, 1.4.1.3. 1.4.1.3. Similar to example 1.4.1.3. Okay. Alright, jom kita buat soalan nombor 11 ni, tangent. When we are talking about tangent, which means that tangent ni nak cari tangent macam mana guys? How do we find tangent?
Differentiate.
Yes, we need to differentiate. Yes, we need to find what is dy dx. Okay. So let us do question number 11. You are given equations of a circle x squared plus y squared equals to 25. Okay, and then question number 11e, at the point of berapa ni? 4, 3. Okay, so now solution. Okay, tangent. Okay, P naught dulu. P naught, of course lah P. Okay, point atas tadi tu, 4, 3. This is our P naught. So now, in order to form the equations of line, we need to find the parallel vector, right? We don't know the V. Okay, but it said that the V is the tangent line. Okay, tangent line. So we refer to the tangent line in order to get the parallel vector. Okay, so the tangent should be, okay, tangent you're going to differentiate. We have x squared plus y squared equals to 25. So differentiate with respect to x. Okay, differentiate x squared, we get 2x. Differentiate y squared, we get 2y dy dx. And then differentiate 25, we get 0. Okay, so dy dx equals to negative 2x over 2y. So this is the tangent formula of tangent. Okay, so now we can cancel this 2, 2. So we will have dy dx equals to negative x over y. So at the point of 4, 3, at 4, 3, dy dx should be negative 4 over 3. Okay, guys. Now, cara baca dia, guys. How do we read this vector? Okay. Dy is for the j direction. So, 4. So, V kita ada dua position ni kan. So, y 4. So, letak 4. Okay, dekat position y. And then x, position x adalah 3. So, letak 3. Now, we want to determine this negative is belongs to where? X or y? Okay, so let me sketch the graph for you. This is the graph of the circle. What's the radius of this circle? Apa radius dia?
5.
5, okay. So let's say we have this circle with radius 5 and 5. Okay, now let's say we have, okay, a point of P at 4, 3 ni, coordinate 4, 3 ni, at 4, 3. So let's say here is the coordinate of 4, 3. Okay, this is the coordinate of 4, 3. So now, okay guys, you can have either, okay, you can have either upward, okay, before that, the tangent line, okay, saya pakai marker pen biru balik. Tangent line is this. This is the tangent line, right? Okay, now the vector of this tangent line, it can be either upward or downward. It's up to you. Okay, both are the parallel vectors of the tangent line. Okay, so let's say kita decide kita ambil upward. Okay, kita ambil upward. Okay, so now how do I get this upward arrow, upward vector? Is by moving to the left. Okay, 3 steps, and then move up 4 steps. Okay, so that's why when I move this to the left, which means that the negative is belongs to x. So negative tu duduk dekat 3. Okay, understand? And then 4 is positive sebab kita gerak ke kiri, and then kita naik atas 4 step. So we get the vector. Understand, guys? If to move downward, okay, let's say saya pakai marker pen purple. Purple ni parallel vector juga, tapi ke bawah. Okay, if I decide to put the parallel vector of the tangent line as the downward vector, so I should move to the right or left first?
Right.
Right lah kan? Right kan?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so bila right, 3 tu positif. Okay, and then 4 to negative. So I also can have, or V also can be 3 and negative 4. Okay, so that's why saya kata soalan topik equation line and planes ni dia ada banyak jawapan. So you can have both actually. Negative 3, 4 or 3, negative 4. Both are correct. Okay, so let's go back to this answer. Let's say kita ambil yang positif lah, senang. Kita ambil yang ke atas, upward. So we have V equals to negative 3 and 4. So this is our A and B. Okay, just now kita ambil P naught tadi equals to 4 and 3. Okay, so this is our X naught and Y naught. Therefore, okay, so therefore, thus the equation of line, we have the equation of line is X equals to X naught plus AT, Y equals to Y naught plus BT. So we have X equals to 4 minus 3T, and then Y equals to 3 plus 4T. Okay, so that's the answer. Kalau you pilih yang ni tadi, kalau you pilih yang kedua ni, yang ni, dia akan jadi lain lah jawapan awak. Okay? Tapi tetap betul. Both are correct. Doesn't matter. Okay? You can have upward or downward orientations of the vector. Okay. Next. Question number... Question number 12B ni dia ada kesilapan sikit kat jawapan, guys. You betulkan balik dekat jawapan question number 12B tu. 12B, we have negative here. Negative. Okay. So, alright. Okay, look at question number 13. Question number 13. Okay, where does the line intersect at A x-axis? What does it mean by x-axis? Macam mana kita nak cari nilai T? Dia nak suruh cari intersect pada x-axis. What happened when the line intersect to x-axis?
Y equals to 0.
Okay, well done. Yes, very good. Y equals to 0. Yes. So when Y equals to 0, you can just substitute here, and then you can get T equals to 1 over 3. Okay. Now, if Y equals to 0, if the line intersect to y-axis. So x yang 0. Okay, kalau tadi bila y 0, t jadi 1/3. Kalau x 0, sorry. Kalau x yang 0, it will be -2. Sorry, not 2, but -2. Okay. So now, how do we find the point of intersection between this line with the parabola? Okay, so let us solve this question. Question number 13C. Question 13C. Okay, we have equation of x equals to 2 plus t, y equals to -1 plus 3t. And then we want to find whether the line intersect at the parabola of y equals to 3 minus x squared. Okay, so what you should do now is you need to substitute the values of x and y into the equations of parabola. Okay, so solution. Substitute the equations of line into the equation of parabola. We have y equals to 3 minus x squared. So substitute y equals to -1 plus 3t equals to 3 minus 2 plus t squared. So let us expand this. We have -1 plus 3t equals to 3 minus, expand the square. We have 4 plus 4t plus t squared. Okay, so you have -1 plus 3t equals to 3 minus 4 minus 4t minus t squared. So you akan dapat t kuasa 2 and then 40 plus 70, 3 minus 4 is -1 plus 1, so 0. Yes, okay, so you get 0. Okay, so factorize this. So we have t equals to 0 and t equals to -7. Okay, now we can just substitute into this formula to find the point of intersection, to find the coordinate. When t equals to 0, and then when t equals to -7. Okay, so when t equals to 0, x equals to 2 plus 0 is 2, y equals to -1 plus 0 should be -1. So the point of intersection is 2 and -1. Okay, and then substitute t equals to -7. We have x equals to 2 minus 7 is -5, and then y equals to -1 plus 3 times -7 is -22. So we will have -5 and -22. Betul tak belakang? Question 9C, yes. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, jom next question. Alright, question number 14 is actually similar to question number 6. Okay, determine whether the lines are parallel, intersect, or skew. Okay, it's quite similar with question number 6. So let us proceed. Question number 18, find the normal vector. Ini direct lah. Question number 18, dia dah bagi dah siap-siap. This is the P0 and the normal vector. Find equation of planes that passes through the points, given points. Okay, so let us do question number 19A. Okay, question number 19A. Okay, question number 19A, we have 3 points. Let's say, okay, kita denote sebagai PQR lah, ketiga-tiga titik ni. We have P, let's say 1, 2, 5. Q, we have -2, -1, and -3. And then R, we have -3, 2, 1. Okay. So, denote equations of plane that passes through 3 points. Okay. Find equations of plane. Plane. Tadi line, ni plane pula. Okay, guys. When you have these 3 coordinates, you should find the normal vector. So we need to find the normal vector of n1 is equals to a vector from P to Q. Okay, so Q minus P. Therefore, we have -2, -2, -1, -3 minus coordinate of P is 1, 2, 5. Okay, so we will have -2 minus 1 is -3. -1 minus 2 also -3. And then -3 minus 5. We will get -8. Okay, that is the first normal vector. The second normal vector, we need to find the vector from P to R. So the coordinate of R minus coordinate of P. So R is -3, 2, 1 minus 1 to 5. 1 to 5. Guys, soalan ni biasanya dalam test dia banyak yang markah dia. But you have to be careful lah. Soalan ni senang tapi dia tedious. So you have to be careful. Okay, -3 minus 1, -4. And then 2 minus 2 should be 0. 1 minus 5, -4. Kalau saya ada tersilap, inform . Okay, so now the normal vector that we need to find is, we need to do the cross product of n1 and n2. Okay, so the cross product like this, I, J, and K. Don't forget, guys, this is very important. Plus, minus, plus. Okay, alternately, berselang-seli. Plus, minus, plus. Dia mesti macam tu. Cross product. So, the first column should be the vector of n1, -3, -3, -8. So, -3, -3, -8. And then the second column, the first row and the second row should be -4, 0 and -4. Okay, jom kita start. So, the first step is close the first column and we are now crossing the second and third column. Okay, so -3 times -4 minus 0 times -8. Okay, so we have for I direction -3 times -4 minus 0 times -8, like this. Okay, so this is for I direction. Plus, oh sorry, not plus, minus. Why minus? Because of this J. Okay, sebab J itu dia negative, so we should put minus. Alright, now minus, close the second column pula. Close the second column. So now we are crossing the first and third column. So -3 times -4 multiplied by minus -4 times -8. Like this. This is your J. And then plus, okay, plus balik sebab K plus. So open the square bracket. Close the third column. We are now crossing the first and second column pula. So -3 times 0 minus -4 times -3. So okay, so let us solve this. We will have 12i and then minus berapa ni? -3 dan -12. -4 so dia positif 12 tolak 4 ke 8, 32, like this. J plus K sebab dia negatif. Sebab negatif jadi positif, so negatif balik lah. Negatif 12K. So we will have 12I minus, jadi plus 20J minus 12K. Alright. So we will have question number 19B. Alright. Did you get this, guys? Ke you all salin je ni?
Belum buat.
Belum buat. Bukan, maksud saya kira sama-sama dengan saya yang saya buat tadi.
Sama
Ya.
minum dapat nilai sama.
Yes.
Sama.
Sama-sama.
You ke je
Nak
salin
proses.
je. You all ni yo je, salin je sebenarnya.
Buat semalam.
Ya, buat semalam betul ni. Ha? So jawapan belakang ada salah
Itu Abuzal tu.
Tak apa, kita teruskan. Saya takut dia salah sebab kalau salah jawapan tak sama dengan belakang. Okay, so kita dah ada yang ni. So automatically kita punya N should be 12, 20, negative 12 lah. Macam ni kan?
Yes.
Okay, so P kita ambil P naught lah. Kita ambil yang ni. We take this as our P naught. Copy. Paste. Okay. So P naught is 1, 2, 5. So therefore this is the ABC. Okay. And then this is the X naught, Y naught, Z naught. Okay. Alright, so equation of plane, jom kita substitute. Equation of plane adalah AX plus BY plus CZ plus D equals to 0, where D equals to negative of AX naught plus BY naught plus CZ naught. Like this. So, gantikan je dalam formula ni. Okay, gantikan je dalam formula AX plus BY plus CZ. A is 12. So, 12X plus 20Y minus 12Z plus D equals to 0. So, just calculate your D, where D equals to negative of AX naught. A 12 kali 1 tambah B is 20 times 2 tambah C negative 12 times 5. So we have negative 12 plus 40 minus 60. Negatif 20 tambah 12, negatif 8, negatif, betul ke? Negatif 20 tambah 12, negatif 8, jadi positif 8. Alright, so we will have 12x plus 20y minus 12z plus 8 equals to 0. So we can rewrite this as 12x plus 20y minus 12z equals to negative 8. So we can simplify this, divide by 4, right? Divide by 4 ni dapat 3x, yang ni dapat 5y minus 3z, yang ni negative 2. Betul tak jawapan belakang? Betul lah tu. Okay, so done. Okay, next question. Question number 20 ni. Question number 20 ni guys, student always confused every semester. Student will confuse for question number 20B. So let us solve question number 20B. No, not question number 20B. Sorry. Question number 21B. Question number 20 ni just simple je. Line and the plane are parallel or intersect. Tadi itulah kan. V dot N kalau sama dengan kosong, parallel. Kalau V dot N tak sama dengan kosong, intersect. Question number 12 ni simple lah. 20 ni simple je. Let us do question number 21B. Okay. Baca, fahamkan ayat dia betul-betul. Question number 21B tu. Okay, question number 21B. Apa dia kata tu? You boleh imagine tak benda tu? Eh. Dia kata, the plane contains the line. Okay, the plane contains the line. Contains the line. Dekat plane tu dia ada garisan ni. The line x equals to negative 2 plus t, y equals to 2 minus 4t, and then z equals to 4 plus 2t. Okay, and the plane is perpendicular. Plane tu juga perpendicular to the plane, terhadap plane x minus y plus z equals to 9. Ni menarik. Okay guys, so what you should do is we need to find, okay, in order to form equations of a plane, kita perlu ada apa benda kita perlu ada? Equation of a plane. We need to have a P naught, right? P naught of x naught, y naught, and z naught. And then we also need to have the normal vector of A, B, and C. Okay? So now we can have the P naught, we can take P naught from the line. Okay, from the line. So we can have P naught as negative 2, 2, and 4. Okay, so the P naught is taken from the line, negative 2, 2, and 4. Okay, now from the line we have a parallel vector of 1, negative 4, and 2, right? Okay, and then the normal vector NP saya bagi. Normal vector for the second plane tu adalah 1, negative 1, 1. Okay, so now in order to find the normal vector sekarang ni, normal vector of our plane, we need to cross product between the parallel vector versus the normal vector of the second plane, because it said that the plane is perpendicular to this plane tadi tu, dia perpendicular dengan plane yang ni. So that's why kita kena cari dia punya cross product. Okay, so let us solve this. Kena cari dia punya cross product I, J, K. Again, don't forget this plus, minus, plus. So V is 1, negative 4, 2, and then 1, negative 1, 1. Okay. So now let's do this. First step, close the first column. So you are closing the second and third column. Negative 4 times 1 minus negative 1 times 2. So kita ada negative 4 times 1 minus negative 1 times 2. This is for I direction. For J direction, plus or minus? Plus or minus?
Minus.
Minus. Ingat Ingat benda tu. Kena ingat. Dalam chapter 2 pun ada belajar cross product ni. So you kena ingat. Bila second dekat J mesti always minus.
Minus.
Yes, minus. Okay. Next, you can close the second column. So you are closing the first and third column. So kita ada 1 darab 1, tolak 1 darab 2. Okay, this is for J. Plus, open the square bracket for the third column. We need to cross the first and second column. So 1 times negative 1 minus 1 times negative 4. Macam ni. This is for K direction. So we will get negative 4 minus becomes 2 lah. I kan. Tolak 1 tolak 2J plus negative 1 minus plus 4K. So we will have negative 2I minus 1 jadi plus J minus jadi plus 3K. Okay, question number 21B. Alright, so now this is our normal vector. Dah dapat dah. Negative 2, 1 and 3. Okay. So this is our P naught tadi ni. Tak balik bawah lah. So the P naught just now. Okay. So we have, this is your ABC. And this is your X naught, Y naught and Z naught. Okay, jom kita buat equation dia. So AX plus BY plus CZ plus D equals to 0. Therefore, we have negative 2X plus Y plus 3Z plus D equals to 0, where D is equivalent to negative AX naught, so negative 2 times negative 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 3 times 4. So kita ada negative 2, 4 tambah 2 tambah 12. 12 tambah 6, negative 18. Therefore, substitute into the equation, negative 2x plus y plus 3z minus 18 equals to 0. Okay, this one we will have 2x minus y minus 3z equals to negative 18. Kan? Sama lah. So nak jawab macam ni pun boleh, nak jawab macam ni pun boleh. Mesti awak pening kan? Betul lah, tapi sama lah tu. Okay, so that's the answer for question number 21B. Okay, now the last one, the distance. Distance, also favorite question in tests normally. Okay, let us do question number 23A. Okay, question 23A. Ni pun selalu juga keluar test. Question 23A, kita ada, okay, plane 1. Find the distance. Okay, find the distance. The distance. Okay, plane 1, we have 3x plus 2y minus z equals to 6. And then plane 2, we have negative 3x, negative 2y plus z equals to 12. Okay guys, distance, formula dia tadi yang ni kan. Saya tengok balik nota kita tadi, saya dah buat tadi, mana? Ni. Find the distance. This is the formula. Copy. So in order to find the distance, okay, first, okay, tips dia macam ni. Kalau you ambil, you consider P naught from the first plane, you should take your normal vector from the second plane. Okay, or vice versa. If you consider P naught from the second plane, make sure you take your normal vector from the first plane. You tak boleh consider P naught daripada first plane dengan normal vector daripada first plane. Tak boleh, dia tak jadi distance lah. You kena berlawanan, okay? Kalau you ambil P naught daripada first plane, make sure normal vector from the second plane. And if you take your P naught from the second plane, you can have your normal vector from the first plane. Dia terbalik macam tu. Okay, so jom kita cari point on the first plane. How do we find the point from the first plane? Agak-agak, how do we find the point? Macam mana guys? Nak cari point, coordinate. Come on, my brilliant students. Dah pukul 10 dah ni. Macam mana? How do we find? Any idea? Or you don't have idea at all?
Normal
No
vector.
Okay, we can sketch the plane. Okay, we can sketch the plane by using intersect form. Okay, good. Intersect form. We can have 3x plus 2y minus z equals to 6, right? So we will have x over 6. So bagi 2 lah, tambah y over 3 minus z over 6 equals to 1 like this. Okay, so you can have the graph. Okay, coordinate x, y and z. So x equals to 2, y equals to 3 and z equals to negative 6. So we have this plane. Okay, so all together guys, you sekarang ni, you all ada 3 points, 3 coordinates dah. The first here is 2, 0, 0, right? And here should be for y, we will have 0, 3, 0. And then dekat z ni, you all ada 0, 0, negative 6. So bukan setakat satu, you all ada 3 titik. So you can pick one of this as your P naught. Okay? All of this will give you the same answer. Don't worry. You boleh pilih mana-mana je. Jawapan akhir akan sama. Don't worry. So let's say I choose 2, 0, 0. Okay, so let's say our P naught is 2, 0, 0. Okay, now the normal vector. Normal vector we take from the second plane. So of course we can get negative 3, negative 2 and 1. So the normal vector is negative 3, negative 2 and 1. So just substitute into this formula. Formula of distance equals to ax naught. Okay, jap. This is your x naught, y naught and z naught, and this is your a, b and c. Okay, so the distance is ax naught 2 times negative 3 plus 0 plus 0 plus d. Okay, what is d now? D kita nak ambil daripada mana? Plane 1 ke plane 2? What is D? D should be taken from?
Plane 1.
Plane 2 lah.
Plane 2.
Okay, plane 2 guys, plane 2 bukan plane 1. Kenapa D daripada plane 2? Sebab kita kan ambil normal vector daripada second plane. Normal vector kan ABC tadi, ABC. So D kita ambil daripada second plane jugalah. Okay, so D, make sure 12 ni, you bawa pindah sebelah kiri. So your D is negative 12. Okay, ingat kalau kita ambil N normal vector daripada second plane, so D you should take from the second plane also. Because N normal vector is ABCD tu tadi. Okay, so now ax naught plus by naught plus cz naught plus d, so minus 12 divides by square root of negative 3 squared plus negative 2 squared plus 1 squared. So you all akan ada negative 6 minus 12 equals square root of 9 tambah 4 tambah 1 square root 14. So negative 18 over square root 14. So this one 18 over square root 14. Betul tak? Alright, good. Correct. Understand, guys?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
betul.
well done. Okay, so I think that's all for